Welcome to the WorkHearter Mama podcast with Michelle. I'm Michelle Hollingsworth, and this is a podcast for moms who want to work with heart wholeheartedly instead of just working harder. Okay, so today I have my sister Tracy.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. This is fun.
She's a mom of 4 girls.
Yes.
3 are teenagers right now,
Yes.
and one just started kindergarten.
Yeah.
So she's in different seasons of motherhood all at the same time. Her oldest is a senior, so we're going to have a big change coming up for her journey soon. And she is also a mother to twins.
Yes.
And she is a public school teacher.
Yes, all those things.
So she has a lot on her plate.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask her a few questions today and hopefully get some wisdom from her experience as a mom and a teacher.
Well, thank you. We'll see.
Okay, Tracy. What is the biggest challenge being a working mom who works with teens as your full-time job and also comes home and you have 3 teenage girls at home right now?
Oh, yeah. Probably just I feel like I'm dumber than I am. I know nothing with the ones at home.
Oh.
At school, the sarcasm can be pretty hard sometimes. And just But the personalities are fun. Their personalities start to come out. But I'd say the hardest part is, that you're around teens all the time and you get the sarcastic looks and the opinions of you don't know what you're talking about, and when you're trying to teach your own children mostly things, especially driving today.
Oh.
I said, "Oh hell," once. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. No, I said, "What the hell?"
Oh. This is
But it's just one.
This is the permitted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Driver, not the oldest. Okay.
Yes. One of the permitted. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So 2 of her girls have their driver's learner's permit. They'll be turning 16 soon, and then the oldest is 18. So she's been driving for a couple of years.
Yes. I love how you say learner's permit, because
Yes.
I throw out that word and she's like, "I have my permit." I'm like, "No, it's your learner's permit.
Yes.
I'm teaching you. You're learning." And she wanted to drive to practice today, which was 25 minutes from our house. And she did great. I was really proud of her. She had the courage and wanted to do it. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
once you get your license, I can't really control necessarily how
Yeah.
you do things. So I wanted to, watch her and everything. But yeah, I thought we were going to rear end someone. So what the hell came out? But just
And
once.
what did she do?
I was proud of myself. "Mom, why are you yelling?" I was like, "'Cause I didn't want to get in an accident."
Did you do the foot brake? With
Oh
your
yeah, I'm
foot?
always like,
Yes.
I'm holding on. She's
And
like,
looking for
"Why
a
are you
handle?"
holding on so
Yes.
hard?" I'm
Yes.
like, "I'm scared."
Yes. I remember that. Oh my goodness. I remember that with all of mine. Totally.
Yeah.
So I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you remember being that way when you were a teenager, or do you feel like, no, you were not that way?
It's funny. I don't remember any of the bad things about myself,
Okay.
but I know I had them. I think Mom was just a saint, maybe. I don't know.
Like driving, do you feel like you...
I don't really remember anyone teaching me to drive.
Okay.
Except for my first boyfriend trying to teach me a stick shift.
Oh, yeah. A manual. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe either our parents were really chill or smoking weed or something, because I don't remember them freaking out on me. I remember Mom freaking out on you.
Yes, but I was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course,
Yeah.
I got all the freakouts.
Yeah.
And then I guess they just calmed down.
I guess so.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe mine are just too close in age or something, but I have not calmed down.
No, it's hard no matter how far apart they are. I
Yeah.
remember all 3 of mine. It was hard during that driving session,
Yeah.
learning season. So, okay, Tracy, so switching gears for just a minute.
Okay.
Your youngest was born when you were 40.
Yes.
So how has that helped or changed your routines that you already had going with your oldest 3? Or how has it helped having a child at 40? What insight can you give us about that? I've got the same experience, so I may have a different answer. I had my youngest at 42.
Yeah.
So just for my experience, I'll just tell you, she keeps me young, wears me out, but keeps me young at the same time. And also just brings me a lot of joy. because when I was younger with my other kids parenting, it was just survival. I
Mhm.
felt like I was constantly in survival mode, and also just wanted to keep them busy all the time,
Mhm.
either with sports or activities. And my youngest, Ella, is more laid back
Mhm.
and creative. So she helps me be creative,
Mhm.
and she also keeps me young, but also keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It definitely does.
Hang on. Ella, what are you doing? We're recording. I told you no art room. What are you trying? What are you trying to find? I'll help you.
I was looking for something.
Oh, that was in the bonus room, and I don't remember where I saw it, but I know it's in the bonus room. It's not in here. Well, hang on. No, it's not in here because when I moved stuff around yesterday for Sissy was in here painting for Allie's birthday party. I did not see it. I mean Lily's.
We're talking
Sorry, we're
Allie.
talking about Allie, and that's on my brain. Okay, shut the door. Thank you.
That's cute.
Okay, all right. So, how has having a child at 40 helped or changed your routine or your season of motherhood?
Okay. Well, I can say that having one as an older person, older mom, and have already had children, I certainly want to relish everything.
Yeah, savor it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know how fast it goes.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like she's kind of brought out the little in my older kids, which is
Hmm.
fun. Like I'll see
Yes.
them watching Bluey with
Yes.
her or playing Barbies with her. And so it's kind of a beautiful thing to watch. And or they'll teach her things.
Yeah.
My most favorite thing lately is they'll ask her about her school day, and like if there's a
Oh.
bully or something, they'll be like, "Oh, I get that."
Yeah.
They're relating to her, and um, the way it's changed my routine, I guess, like when we first had her, it was really hard because our older girls were, let's see, they were 12 and 10
Yeah.
when we first had her. So, and then like just on the cusp of entering those preteen teenage years and staying up later, and with a baby, they go to bed earlier
Oh yeah.
and sleep when the baby sleeps. But it was those, even now they come home sometimes at 9 or 10,
Yeah.
and she's in bed,
Yeah.
and I want to be in bed
Yes.
because
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm 45, and I'm like, oh, I really want to go to sleep. But if I
Yes.
want to hear about their day,
You gotta wait.
I gotta wait up.
Hmm.
So it's nice because I can have that time, but it's tiring.
Oh yeah.
But I wouldn't trade it. I mean, I wouldn't go to bed early
Right.
to miss
Oh
those
yeah.
conversations about
Yeah.
their day.
I totally get that. Totally get the whole sleep change
Yeah.
schedule. Yes. And savoring the childhood, especially when you know it's your last. Yeah.
Yes.
The last little one. So I get that. That's great. Okay. I try to stop them on this in between because when I edited it in GarageBand, it's a lot easier if they're different
Okay.
tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Because I do have water here. It's good.
Yeah, I
I
had it for
haven't.
Ella Gray and she didn't need it.
I haven't had any today, so that's good.
Oh no,
Well, it was just I had to drive
driving and
Elsie to.
everything.
Well, I should have had some. I drove her to practice, and then I
Yeah.
just didn't bring any with me.
Oh my
And we
goodness.
stopped, and I met a couple of teachers for breakfast at
Oh,
that
okay.
Only Love, Just Love. I don't know
You got
something.
something else to? You got
And I
coffee?
got coffee.
Oh,
So, and then I got coffee at home. So
yeah.
nice.
Well, you need it. All right. So this one is, what do you wish most for your girls to know?
Okay,
You prepared for that?
I think so.
Okay, Tracy. So as a mom of 4 girls, um, what do you wish the most that your girls would know?
I probably, that's a tricky question, but I would probably say that they would know who they are
Yes.
and what they want, and know themselves so well, have that great relationship with themselves, and know who they are in Christ and their Creator.
Yes.
Because I feel like if you know that and you're listening to that small voice, the Holy Spirit, then you're not going to go wrong.
Right.
I think that they lean on me a lot, even now, even the 18-year-old, for answers to things like, where should I go to school? Should I
Yeah.
take this class? Should I graduate early from high school? And I just tell her, I'm like, whatever you decide
Yeah.
is what you should do, and pray about it.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, And I tell them, if you wherever that warm fuzzy feeling is your
Uh,
answer.
yeah.
And if you have any hesitation at all, the answer is no.
Right.
That's kind
Yeah.
of what I. But that would be the biggest thing, because I don't think I really figured out who I was until I was in the midst of a terrible divorce.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, we want them to know it earlier
yes, yes,
than when we.
you want to know, like, when you choose your partner,
Yeah.
you want to know, like, who you are
Yes.
and who they are, and
Yes.
their values, and like all the deep things, not just, oh, they make me laugh and they make me feel good, and
Yeah.
all those things,
Yeah.
because it matters, because hurt comes when you
Yeah.
don't know who you are.
And you want them to have that peace in their decisions
Yes,
and to know what that feels like you said.
yes,
That's great
and to
advice.
know they are loved unconditionally by
Yes.
us.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great answer. I love that. Okay. Um,
Get another drink
no, go ahead. That's why I
while
paused.
you're.
What influences do you contribute to wanting to be a mom? So I'm gonna say younger. What early influences do you
Okay.
contribute to wanting to become a mom? How's
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, Tracy. So what early influences in your life do you contribute to wanting to be a mom?
I think the first, thing that comes to mind is just my mom, our mom.
Yeah,
She was amazing.
yeah. She
Not,
still
not, yeah, she
is.
still is. I mean, not that she was perfect,
No.
but that was part of what was amazing about her. We saw her crack.
Yeah.
We saw her walk with her.
Oh yeah. The mad walk.
She was angry.
Yeah. The tiptoes.
The mad
Yes.
walk. And just the unconditional love,
Yeah.
and the way that she created such joy and
Mm.
things for us. And we were busy. We were probably overscheduled, but
Yeah.
um,
But little things, like little
yeah,
free things that we would
yes,
do that were fun that I remember. Yeah.
yeah. She just made, so childhood was good,
Yeah.
and I think that I thought that was at the time the most beautiful relationship I could picture.
Yeah.
Of a mother.
Yeah.
So I would say it was mostly her, and then there was, of course, like bad models, like bad teachers,
Mm.
um, bad caregivers. That also I was like, okay, we can do better than
Right.
this. So both the good and the bad, I think, kind of propelled me to this amazing calling of wanting to be a mom, and then thankful that I get to be a mom.
And you're a great mom.
Oh, I learned from a really great one. So
Yeah. Even if your girls don't tell you enough, you're a great mom.
thanks.
Okay. So I'm going to do, since you talked about childhood, I'm going to skip the teacher part and do favorite childhood memory and then go to the teacher part.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Sorry, I'll try to get it together.
No, you're okay. I had a missed call. Let me just, oh,
Yeah,
it's
go ahead. I'll
spam.
check my. Speaking of
It's
motherhood.
spam. So it's fine. I have my ringer off, so I was just making sure. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, Tracy. So, since you touched on childhood, share with me your favorite childhood memory.
It would probably be the collective memories of going to the pool. Like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
would go to the Portland
Love,
pool.
love the pool.
I remember all the like smells of the snacks and
Yeah.
those suckers. I can't remember what they were
Oh,
called,
I
but
don't remember either, but I know what you're
you'd
talking
eat
about.
them, and then they were a
Yes.
straw you could like use
Yes.
to drink out of. Yeah, I just think, when we would play "That's My House" or "That's My
Yes.
Car" and all that type of stuff. But anything with you guys, with siblings, I think was
Yeah.
like my favorite.
Road trips too.
Yes,
I love the road trips.
Christmases,
Yes. Holidays.
vacations. Yeah,
Yes.
when we were all together. I think
Yeah.
those were my favorite memories.
I love that. Me too. Me too. Okay. Now I'm going to do why did you decide to become a public school teacher?
Okay.
And then right after that, I'll keep it on this same one. What drives your work purpose?
Okay.
In that purpose or work. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Tracy. Talk to me about why or when or both you decided to become a public school teacher.
Well, I was in college. I had changed my degree a few times. Mom, had done law stuff, so I
Yeah.
had a law degree at first, or like paralegal, and then I was like, okay, I think I'd like to do like sports medicine, because I was sort of athletic.
Yeah.
Um, Later on in life, not as a young kid. And then so I was in some of those classes, And um, there was one point where one of my friends needed some help with math, and I wasn't a super strong math student, but I was like, okay, I think I know how to help you with this. And so I was helping her, and she said, that the way you explained that just made it so much easier
Yeah.
for me. And that was the first time I ever even thought about it. And then I was talking to a professor, one of my sports medicine professors, and she said, job security is education. Like if you're worried at all
Right.
about what you want to do. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll do that. And then I started thinking about my own experience as a student. And as I said earlier, like there's things like with teachers and things I thought we could do better. I could do better than that.
Yeah.
And I had dyslexia as a young child, and
Yeah.
I hated school at first until I got some special education intervention
Yeah.
and learned how to compensate for that. And so that is really what kind of drove me into teaching, and specifically in the special ed field, just wanting to encourage those students that probably feel dumb or that they can't,
Yeah.
that they can. And so that's probably why.
Yeah. That's awesome. Ella Gray, out. Out. We'll be done in 5 minutes. No, out. 5 minutes.
Sorry, Ella.
I told you you could not come in here, and you've already done it once. Out. Out.
It is distracting. I'm sorry.
It's so distracting.
I don't even remember the
Like
other
I'm
part of
trying
your
to listen to
question.
you, and it's like, no, you answered it.
Okay,
I
good.
didn't go to the second question, but I'm
Okay,
going to
good.
touch on your answer.
Okay.
I think it's so funny that you started as one major and then went to school teaching or education, because mom did the opposite.
Yeah.
She got her education degree and decided during student teaching, no, this is not what I want to do, and went into the legal
Yeah.
career field. So you did the kind of the opposite of
Yeah.
what she did, which is funny. But I also remember when you were talking about what drove you to become a teacher, and especially special ed. I remember when you were little and you had the speech therapist come to the house,
Yeah.
and I remember thinking, wow, what's going on here, because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And when you became a teacher, I thought, wow, look at what God did with her experience and turned it into she's helping so many more people just from her
Yeah.
one experience in school and education. She turned that into a purpose for her
Yeah.
life. I thought that was great.
Oh, thank you. And
Yeah.
and definitely, like, from the experience of having two older siblings who had no struggles with school, it was really
Yeah, it was different for us to
yeah, it
see
had to
that
be
and
like
witness it.
what is going on?
Yeah, we didn't understand,
Yeah.
especially when she came to the house. I'm like, why is she coming to
But
our
yeah.
house? Like, why is this not happening at school? But
Yeah.
you needed the extra. You just
Yeah.
needed the extra tutoring. And look at you now. Like,
Uh-huh.
you're teaching, you've been teaching how many years?
21. This
21
is
years.
22. This is year
22
22.
years.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That you were able to turn that into a purpose and a work
Yeah.
career field for yourself after that experience. I just think that's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. You answered both questions,
Okay,
actually. I
good.
was looking. Okay, so I only have one question left,
Okay.
and it's, how do you deal with loss?
Okay.
So,
All right. Let me take another drink.
yeah, take a drink. Take a drink.
um, in general, or
I mean, you can be specific, you can be in general. Mom and dad both talked about Brooke,
okay.
so you're welcome
Probably
to
the
do that too.
biggest one.
Yeah.
The closest relationship.
I would say, yeah. But you can also talk about divorce,
Okay.
because that's a loss.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay.
That's why it's kind of a broad question, just to kind of give you
Yeah.
what you want to talk about.
Okay.
And then I didn't write this one down, but advice for new moms, or teenage moms, or someone looking to get into the teaching profession.
Okay.
Or education career field. That was one
Okay.
that I didn't write down. That's going to be the last.
Okay.
Okay. So you got 2 left.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Tracy, I appreciate you sharing everything with us today. I just have a question that maybe this could help others kind of going through it. how do you deal in your life with loss? And this could be loss of a dream, loss of a marriage, loss of a family member. Um, how do you deal with that?
Well, I'd like to think I would deal with it better today
Mm,
than I did a few years ago.
mm,
Um, at, in 2014, when our younger sister, died,
yeah,
I was in the midst of a separation.
yeah. A lot of loss
A lot,
happening.
yeah, a lot going on. So it's kind of, and I was in recovery. I was in Codependence Anonymous at the time. So I had mentioned, knowing yourself, and so I was in
Yeah,
the process of learning who I was, learning what I needed, and learning how to be real.
yeah,
So that was like a huge test at the time in that midst of recovery, working through those steps. Um, she so we separated in March of 2014. She died in August of 2014, and our grandmother died a couple weeks
yeah.
after that. So it was all kind of a
There's a
season
lot.
of loss, just very bereft time. At the time, I denial was my drug of choice.
Mhm.
Not to say that it's not still. It's
Mm.
something that I battle for sure. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah,
Everything's
everything's fine.
everything's great. Um, Having peace in my life is very valuable. It's a very big deal to me, and I think I've become a peacemaker. In our home growing up,
Yeah,
in my home
for sure.
with my first husband, with my children, and the problem with that, not that we don't all crave peace, but when you lose yourself completely to it, it's like,
Yeah,
oh, whatever you want, whatever you need,
right.
um,
You sacrifice
you
yourself.
sacrifice yourself. So at the time, whether I was grieving the loss of the dream of a happy home
Yeah,
or a happy marriage, or is it,
yeah,
I cried alone.
yeah,
And that's probably where I would still land if it was heavy.
yeah,
Um, but there's times like now I feel comfortable crying in front of you
yeah,
because I'm more comfortable in my own skin.
yeah.
Um, I'm not ashamed to cry or to be human. So,
And
but
there's therapy in that
oh,
too.
for sure, yeah.
You've learned like that helps.
Yes, yes, that God gives us our tears and their
Yeah,
healing. And but at the time, I remember or after I had babies, I would shut the door. I'm just gonna take a bath, and just
yeah,
that's just where they would roll.
yeah.
And during that season, for sure, with three little kids,
Oh, yeah,
she just needs a minute.
yeah,
Are you okay, mommy? Mommy's fine.
yeah.
But that's where
It's
it
hard to
would,
show them.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
So
part of ourselves. Yeah,
yeah,
because you don't want them to feel like um, take that on themselves. Because kids are so empathetic and
yes,
they feel what we feel, and it's hard to share all that with them when
yeah,
they're small,
yeah.
even when they're older sometimes. But
Yes. And just trying to protect them from all of it. It was so
yeah,
heavy,
yeah,
the losing the marriage
oh yeah,
and the home for a minute
yeah,
was uncertain. And then, their aunts
yeah,
and my great grandmother, their great grandmother, my
yeah.
grandmother. So,
And they were
yeah,
small. Yeah,
it was a lot, but now I think I could cry in front of people, and process things and talk about things more than I was able to do at the time. And usually on the other side of it, I just am really grateful
yeah,
for the relationships
yeah,
and what I learned, the good and the bad.
yeah. There's growth. That's a
Yeah,
lot of growth. That's
yeah.
great. Awesome. Okay. I think Blake just called me. He left
Okay.
me a voicemail though.
Go ahead if you need to.
No, no, no. He's probably just checking in. I'll call him back. All right. Last question is going to be advice. New
Okay.
moms, teen moms, or anyone wanting to get in the.
Okay.
We'll just do new moms or teen moms. We'll just do that.
Oh, either one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Does that sound okay?
Yes.
You good?
I'm good.
You
Yeah.
need more water?
No, I'm good. I think. Sorry.
I have one that hasn't been opened in the bonus room.
Oh, I'm
I
fine.
need it.
Thank you.
Okay. You're doing great.
Oh, thanks.
It's like you've done this before. Okay. Okay, Tracy. Last question.
Okay.
What parting words of wisdom or advice that you would give to a new mom or a new teenage mom?
Okay, so new mom, like the newborn, the
Yeah,
babies, the cuteness,
yeah,
the exhausted fatigue. I would say hang in there. It,
yes.
it gets better. Um, I've always thought life just gets sweeter and sweeter. Like every chapter that ends,
Amen. Yeah.
kind of there's something good. Like when a door closes, God opens a window, type of idea. So yeah, I would just hang in there. It sucks. It's hard, and reach out if you need help.
Yes.
Or
Get
just
help.
support. Like
Yes.
with someone to listen.
Yeah.
It may not be your partner.
Yeah.
It might be, but it might be another mom who's going through the same thing. And
Exactly.
I have great memories of play dates, like with little babies, and it
Mhm.
wasn't about the babies; it was about the moms.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I would say. And then for the teenage years, I'll hang in there.
Yeah. Same thing,
Yeah,
huh? Yeah.
that's
It's
what
a
I'm
circle of
saying.
life.
That's what I'm saying to myself.
Just keep hanging.
Hang in there.
Ah,
Dad gave me some good advice. We were going through some hard stuff when our oldest was a freshman, and it just seemed so devastating to us. Because, there was this a boy and drugs, possibly, and things,
yeah.
like,
A
and
lot.
she just didn't seem to care,
Yeah.
about any
Her
kind of
future. Yeah.
discipline or herself or her. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like, what is happening? And I remember talking to Dad about it, and I was like, I don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And he said, it'll all come out in the wash.
That
You
sounds
know
like
how he,
Daddy.
he puts the R in wash.
Yes.
Um,
Me too.
and it just really like settled me,
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
he's been through this.
Mhm.
Um, and and then I think about, you guys
Yeah.
and me, and yeah,
Yeah. We
everything
turned out all
works
right.
out.
We
Yeah.
turned out all right,
Yeah.
didn't we?
So it just seems it can be, I guess, for teenage moms, it can seem so like hard at times.
Yes.
But just know just to love them no matter what.
Yeah.
And even if they do whatever they're gonna do, just let them do those things.
Yeah.
So
And this too shall pass.
yes.
I just say that sometimes in those
Yes.
seasons that are hard.
Yeah.
They'll pass. It'll be okay on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here
You're
today. This
so
is my sister.
welcome.
I love her dearly.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's
All
fun.
that know her love her.
Oh.
So introducing her to those who listen to the podcast. Thanks, Tracy. Love you. Thank you for listening to the Work Harder Mama podcast. If you would like to learn more about any tips that are shared on the podcast, I did write a book. It's a devotional for moms. It's called Work Harder Meditations for Moms, Season by Season. You can also follow us on Instagram at WorkHearter, which is WorkHearter, or Work Harder Mama. On Facebook, we are at Work Harder Press, and our website is www.workharder.com.